Hi everyone, it's me Willow and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am back with another movie review. Today it is Drive Away Dolls by Ethan Coen. I just got out of the movie, as you can see, it's right back there. And I'm doing the review in my car, so I thought I would just get all of my thoughts out right away. Honestly, I really did like the movie. I haven't seen a Coen brother movie in a really long time. I think the last one I saw was Hail Caesar, which was years ago. Honestly, I can't even remember what year that was, 2016 maybe. I saw that because of Alden Ehrenreich, and he was about to become Solo. So I decided to go see that movie, and like I said, it was such a long time ago that I can't really remember a whole lot about it. But I did enjoy the style that it was, very old school Hollywood, that kind of comedic. It's very similar to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is Margaret Qualley as well. I find that the styles are very similar. So now I got to see Drive Away Dolls, which is obviously just one half of the Coen brothers. It's Ethan Coen and Joel Coen, but it's Ethan's movie, and I thought it was really fun. I really enjoyed Margaret Qualley. I feel really bad because I can't remember what the other girl's name is who's the lead. I believe it starts with a G. I saw her in Blockers, which is also an older movie, which I think is funny because I just reviewed Lisa and Frankenstein, which has Catherine in it. And she was also in Blockers. So it's kind of fun that both of these actresses are having kind of lead movies in February, and they were both in Blockers, so it's really fun. Okay, going into the movie, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it was kind of like a crime, thriller, get along, drive away movie. So I was excited about that because I haven't seen a movie like that in a little bit. And obviously I love having some female leads, and it's nice to see women of color as well, so we didn't have just all white protagonists, because I feel like you could kind of compare this to Thelma and Louise a little bit, also with Blood, Lies, or Love. I can't remember what that movie's called. Rose Glass's movie that's coming out in a couple weeks in March also has kind of the Thelma and Louise crime drive away movie, and I feel like this is obviously, that one's much more darker. I think it has some kind of body horror in it as well, whereas this was much more fun and silly, a lot of the mature humor, which I did not expect. Obviously it kind of had some it calls back to Seven with What's in the Box, and it's the head instead of Gwyneth Paltrow, it's Pedro Pascal. He had 2 minutes of screen time, which all of his screen time was in the trailer, so it was kind of unfortunate that they used him. I feel like just to get audiences in, they gave him the opening scene, which was fun, and obviously they paralleled that with Matt Damon's scene at the end in the lesbian bar. But I wish they would have used Pedro just a little bit more. It was fun that he was the head in the box, and obviously he opened the movie, but it would have been fun to have him throughout. So I'll be interested to see him grow his career, especially with his SAG win that he just got on the weekend. So I like that. Obviously Colman Domingo was really great as well. I feel like he could have had a bigger role too. It was kind of just a small scale movie. Obviously the Coen brothers are more I guess Fargo is kind of their most mainstream movie, but I feel like they're still more of the indie stylistic, which is fun. So it's more of a smaller scale film, but it has some great big actors like Colman Domingo. Obviously he is Oscar nominated for Best Actor right now, and then they have Pedro Pascal, who just won his SAG, and he's been nominated all awards season for the TV shows, and he's going to be in Ridley Scott's new Gladiator movie that's coming out, I believe, next year. I think it's 2025 it's coming out. And I really liked Beanie Feldstein as well. I feel like she is up and coming, and a lot of people enjoy her. I thought she was very similar to her humor in Booksmart, so it'd be kind of nice to see if she could span her range just a little bit. I've only seen her in a couple of movies, but I still liked her. Obviously she is a queer woman, so it's nice to see queer women, because I believe Margaret Qualley is not queer, so she was kind of like the main queer woman. I'm not entirely sure what the other actress's sexuality is, but it's nice to see. And like Common Domingo is also in the LGBTQ plus community, so I think it's great to highlight queer storylines with queer actors. I don't really mind having straight actors, or like, I don't really care whose sexuality it is who plays the role. I just think it's great to put queer actors in any role, just because they have less advantages of getting roles compared to straight actors. So it's awesome to see Common Domingo and Beanie Feldstein, who are both queer actors, in this queer film in leading roles. Obviously, I would say Beanie Feldstein's role is much smaller compared to Common Domingo's, and Common Domingo's character is still a smaller role, but I think it's awesome to see these people on the big screen. It was awesome to see it on the big screen, honestly, and I didn't really know what to expect from this movie, but I thought it was so funny. I really did like the twist of the fact what was in the briefcase. Everybody's like, what's in the briefcase? Reminds you kind of like Pulp Fiction, classic spy movies, like what's in the flippin' briefcase? And it turns out to be a dildo. It turns out to be a collection of dildos that were sculpted by this college girl, and one of the dildos is Tallahassee's senator, and so all the other dildos are also people in high places of power. Like one of them is a Supreme Court justice, another one is like a Fortune 500 person, and I just thought that was so funny because I was expecting it to be money, or obviously Pedro Pascal was the other person who, like, Pedro Pascal was in the box, so what could relate to that? Like, I would never have expected dildos. So I thought that was funny. I feel like people who are in the LGBTQ plus community will enjoy this movie just because it kind of has like the quirks, you know, that humor. It shows a lot of lesbian bars, which I think is awesome too, because the fact that lesbian bars are becoming less and less frequent in Western hemisphere, specifically in Canada and in the United States. I know that several lesbian bars in Toronto have been shut down, and I know a lot of lesbian bars in the States are being shut down as well. There's kind of like a whole TikTok dedicated to it. If I can find it, I'll leave it down below, because I really do like the TikTok because it shows a bunch of lesbian bars. I think it's just focused in the States, but showing the history of that. So I thought it's great that it kind of showed, like, even though it was funny and like we only went to these locations every once in a while, I think it's great that, you know, modern day movies can show queer life. So I really enjoy that part of the movie. And also talking about in the dildo context of the film, there was a couple scenes where we kind of had some psychedelic images going back to the 70s with Matt Damon's character in college. Obviously, I had no idea what those scenes were leading up until we finally saw Miley Cyrus and her, she's like the plaster queen, I think that's what they called her. And I really thought those scenes were my favorite parts of the movie, to be honest. I just loved the visual imagery. I'm a big 70s person. And I thought seeing the psychedelic images were very beautiful. It's a very big difference between the 1999 setting, very stark, bland colors, and then we transition towards the 70s psychedelic with all the images and the prints and the music changes, and then we go back to the editing. Like, that's another part. I really enjoyed the editing. I think a couple scenes when we go back and forth between the different locations, because obviously it's kind of like a journey movie. So we start, I think it's I can't remember where we start, but it's like on the East Coast, and then we're trying to get to Florida. So we go to like Georgia and Tallahassee, and we see the soccer team, and we go to a bunch of different lesbian bars. So I really enjoyed all those colors from those different transition scenes, and I feel like they did really add to the story. Like, they told us what happened, like Common Domingo told us like why we needed to get these dildos back, the fact that they were the senator, they can't get these out, like, you know, it would be bad for his job, for his publicity as the senator. So that's our conflict of the story. But they could have just told us that, right? But they decided to show us that in this beautiful, interesting, creative way. And that's what I love about movies, is that, like, they could have just told us, but they decided to show those tiny little scenes throughout the plot before we actually knew what they were. And they're like, I was like, okay, what's this? This is interesting. We're in 1999, because they specifically told us that at the beginning. Why are they showing us these 70s imagery? And then it all made sense, and I just really liked how that unfolded. I liked the editing as well. Like I said, there was one scene that I really specifically remember. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was the 70s scene or if it was just like another scene where we were in a different location, but they kind of like shook the screen almost because something happened, and then it shook us back into the main girls who were at the hotel. So I really liked that editing, to go from different scene to different scene. So I feel like that really reminded me kind of like of Star Wars when they did like the fades. And so I really enjoyed those those added elements to the editing. And I feel like not a lot of people will appreciate little moments like that, but I did. Overall, I did enjoy Drive Away Dolls. I gave it a 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. I thought it was really funny. I liked the visuals. Overall, I thought the plot kept me on my toes. I thought it was a good length. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. I really do think I will enjoy this movie in the future when it goes on DVD or on streaming. I think I'll probably buy the DVD. I really enjoyed it that much. And because of the psychedelic stuff and the queer content of the film, those are just things that really mean a lot to me. Though, like, I always enjoy queer storylines in film and in media, so this would definitely be something that I would buy in the future. And I feel like I would get together with friends to watch. It's that type of movie. Like, you could either enjoy it by yourself, like I went and saw the movie by myself here in the theaters, but I think it would be a really fun movie to have like a group of girls over, or a group of your, queer friends all to get together, and we could have a watch along. So that's what I have in the mind for the future with this movie. So yeah, I think it was a great February watch. I'm excited for what happens with the Coen brothers in the future. I will see if they have to come back together, writing a movie, directing a movie, or if they will keep doing their own little solo projects. But yeah, overall, I thought Drive Away Dolls, or Drive Away Dykes, whatever you prefer to call it, was a great movie filled with dykes and dildos. That's what my review on Letterboxd was Drive Away Dolls, dykes and dildos. What more could a girl ask for, honestly? So yeah, definitely would suggest everybody to go see it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my review. If you guys like this review, please give it a thumbs up, because it really does help my channel. Please comment down below your favorite Coen brother movie, and subscribe if you want to see some more movie reviews and more media content. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!